Good afternoon. Thank you very much. My name is André Fialho. I'm a member of the Decision4Care team. And today, I'll be presenting you an innovative solution that we have for a costly and life-threatening problem that affects today's intensive care units, the most critical unit of the hospital. This problem is called intensive care readmissions. Very briefly, readmissions is the process by which a patient that was thought to be well and was discharged from the unit has to come back because his condition suddenly got worse. After we talked to physicians, what we found is that intensive care beds are a very expensive resource. And this is pressuring clinicians to constantly make room available for more acute patients. So they are pressured to discharge as soon as possible their patients. And if these patients are discharged very early, it's very likely that they will have to be readmitted. So there's three important facts that I would like to show you to size this problem. Number one, in average, 9% of critical care patients are readmitted after discharge, when the natural rate should be around 4%. Number two, a readmitted patient is 4 times more costly than a normal patient. And number three, a readmitted patient is 3 times more likely to die. Let me give you a quick example. Considering 2 intensive care units with the same size, with the average 1,000 patients per year, one with a good performance, with this 4% average rate, and the other with a slightly higher rate of readmission of 9%, this difference between a good performance and the average performance translates into increased costs of over $1 million per year and 12 more patients dying. So our solution for this problem is a clinical decision support tool called Into the Charge. It's a software that can be easily and securely deployed from a computer, a tablet, or a phone, and it uses patients' own data, own digital data, that is stored on the hospital database, and that through this interface, it provides the clinician at real time the list of his patients according to their rank of risk of readmission. This tool was developed over 9 years of combined work, using data from 3 hospitals, one in the US, one in Portugal, and one from Germany, and validated using data of over 50,000 patients. So right now, for average size, average performance intensive care, by using no tool, there are in average 90 patients being readmitted per year. And the total costs, with all types of patients, summing around 8.8 million. The existing tool for this problem is up to date. It's a software that uses generic information coming from published articles and provides a reading list to the clinicians, which, upon their interpretation, after reading these articles, they can adopt best practices and guidelines to reduce the risk of readmission for their patients. Our tool, however, combines both this generic information with the patient's own data. And this is the combination of the two that allows our models, our tool, to provide a direct, quantitative measurement of the patient's own risk of readmission. Our tool significantly reduces the number of readmissions, reduces the total cost for intensive care unit. It's a quantitative direct measurement tool. That does not depend on the physician's interpretation of these reports. It's seamless, so it does not require any disruption of the workflow to read these articles, and also allows this additional feature of allowing to point which patients can be early discharged because they have low readmission risk. So according to our research, the total potential market for a tool like this, as the number measured by the total number of critical care patients in these digital hospitals, is for 2013, 9 million, and is increasing in a 34% annual rate. This fast growth rate is mainly driven by the increasing number of hospitals that are equipped with these digital equipments to store and acquire the data from the patients. Our entry and expansion strategy will be based on 3 key steps. The pilot testing in a unit in Portugal, one of the 3 that we already established a collaboration with, following the regulatory approval from FDA and EMEA in Europe, and finally targeting key hospitals worldwide, which we already start doing, and which showed us already great interest in our tool depending on this success of the pilot testing, target key stakeholders, the board of the hospital, key opinion leaders, and key events and conferences. Our revenue model will be based on two parts: a fixed installation fee that is dependent on the size of the intensive care unit, and a variable fee that is, we calculate it as a percentage of the total gains that the unit will have by using our tool. This will be used for customer support and customization of our tool. So this year, we'll start our testing, the testing of our tool, as I mentioned. By 2014, we'll proceed for the FDA and EMA approval and enter the market in Europe by 2015, followed by the US and the rest of the world. Continuously, we're planning to expand the application of this tool from the intensive care unit to a more broad area, such as the emergency ward. Additionally, we're also developing new predictive models, tools, such as one that is able to predict patients' need for a next lab test. So this is in our pipeline of research. So we plan to break even by 2015. And the investment, the fund that we require right now for 2013 is $330,000, mainly for software development. And for next year, $1.6 million mainly for business development, marketing, and legal affairs. Our team is formed by a mix of researchers with extensive experience in predictive modeling in healthcare, a management student that helped us with the financials and strategy, and two executives, one with experience in entrepreneurship and the other one in the healthcare industry. So today, I would like you to leave with the three key points. Number one, in average, 9% of critical care patients are readmitted after discharge, which is both costly and a life-threatening condition. Number two, we are able to provide with a solution that uses patients' own data to point of the risk of readmission of these patients, and which physicians can act on to improve their outcome. And number three, our team is in an excellent position given the market conditions and the extensive experience we have with the 3 hospitals we're already working with, and with this interest on a pilot testing commercially with 1 unit in Portugal. Thank you.